Ever notice how life keeps handing you the same problem, just wearing a different outfit? Same argument, new person. Same insecurity, new job. Same avoidable decision, new deadline. You change the city, you change the relationship, you change the routine, and somehow the same themes keep finding you like they have your forwarding address. Most people call that bad luck, or my type, or that's just how life is. But after enough repeats, you start to wonder, what if it's not random? What if something is trying to teach you something and you keep dodging the lesson? There's a moment in the hit Apple TV show Shrinking where Harrison Ford's character, Paul, a blunt, seen-it-all therapist, drops a line that feels simple until it hits you in the chest. If you're not growing, you're not living. And he means it in this very practical, unromantic way. Like, real growth looks like committing to a real relationship, getting your own place, making the adult move you keep postponing, doing the thing you've been thinking about for 3 years, but haven't gotten any motion on. Growth isn't a vibe, it has footprints. Then there's this other idea that the show plays with, something that's been around forever in different forms. What Harrison Ford's character, Paul, calls the field. The idea that life is a conversation with the universe, an intelligent energy, a larger pattern. Call it God, if you want. Call it fate. Call it your subconscious. Call it emergence. Call it the weird logic of reality. The label doesn't matter as much as the behavior. It's like something in life keeps demonstrating the exact area you need to develop again and again until you finally do. And if that's true even a little bit, then the goal changes. You stop hunting for perfect circumstances. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop bargaining with the idea that someday you'll magically become the person who handles life better. You start treating your life like it has feedback, like it responds. And here's the thing, people want signs. A lightning bolt, a one-time message from the sky. But life rarely speaks like that. It speaks in patterns. Quietly at first, then louder, then embarrassingly loud. Patterns are the real language. So today I want to give you a model you can actually use. The field as curriculum. The field as a mirror. The field as an engine that keeps returning to the same chapter until you finally stop skimming and start reading. So let's make it less mystical and more practical. If you zoom out on your life, you'll probably find recurring themes. Maybe it's abandonment. Maybe it's control. Maybe it's people-pleasing. Maybe it's the fear of being seen. Maybe it's the constant urge to restart because finishing scares you. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's resentment. Maybe it's loneliness. Maybe it's avoidance disguised as preparation. The field doesn't show you the theme by sending you a memo. It shows you by building scenarios where the same theme gets activated. It puts you in rooms where the same part of you reacts the same way. It keeps sending you the same teacher in different costumes. If you keep getting disrespected in relationships, the lesson may not be people are trash. The lesson might be boundaries, self-respect, saying no and meaning it, choosing differently at the start instead of trying to fix it later. If you keep feeling stuck at work, the lesson might not be my boss is an idiot. The lesson might be ownership, building skills, having hard conversations, leaving, creating options, learning how to move yourself. If you keep having the same fight in every relationship, the lesson isn't I keep dating the wrong people. The lesson might be conflict tolerance, communication, emotional regulation, the ability to stay present when your nervous system wants to flee. The field will keep returning to what you haven't integrated. And here's why most people never learn it. Discomfort feels like danger. A lot of us were trained to treat tension as a stop sign. Anxiety shows up and we take it as proof we shouldn't do the thing. Shame shows up and then we interpret it as a command to hide. Fear shows up and then we turn it into a story about why it's smarter to wait. So we numb, we distract, we rationalize, we scroll, we binge, we chase novelty, We build an entire life around avoiding the exact growth edge that would change everything. And then the field repeats the lesson louder. Sometimes the field starts polite. It sends small hints, that quiet dissatisfaction, the subtle loneliness, the low-grade feeling that you're out of alignment. You ignore it. You can ignore it for a long time. You can become very successful at ignoring it. You can build a whole identity around looking fine while feeling off. But the weird part is life doesn't let you fake it forever. People think authenticity is just being honest. It's bigger than honesty. It's alignment. It's living in a way that doesn't require constant performance. It's not outsourcing your life to what you think you're supposed to be doing, or outsourcing your life to others. Inauthenticity does have a cost. It shows up as friction everywhere. You feel it as exhaustion, irritation, resentment, the sensation that you're doing a lot, but none of it is feeding you. It's the body saying, this is not you, this is not yours. The field pressures that cost until it becomes impossible to ignore. It puts you in situations where the mask doesn't work, where the old strategy fails, when the old identity starts cracking. It doesn't do it because life is cruel. It does it because growth requires contact with the truth. And growth is the marker of being alive. And if you're not growing, you're not living. And that line should scare you a little, but in a good way, because it implies something you might not want to admit. You can be busy for years, but still not be living. You can be productive and still be stagnant. You can have it together and still be drifting. So what is the field, practically? Think of it like feedback. Your actions send signals. Your boundaries send signals. Your attention sends lots of signals. What you tolerate sends signals. What you avoid sends signals. Reality responds by giving you more of the same dynamics until you change the signal. And one of the strongest signals you send is your standards. Standards sound like a self-help word until you realize that they're simply what you allow into your life. If you tolerate late-night chaos and you tell yourself you'll fix your sleep later, the field keeps returning you to fatigue, mood swings, and brain fog. If you tolerate relationships that drain you, the field's just going to keep returning you to loneliness and resentment. If you tolerate a job that eats your soul, the field keeps returning you to numbness. A standard isn't what you want. It's what you accept. And once you accept something, it multiplies. So how do you read the field without turning into that person who sees signs in everything? You use a diagnostic approach. 3 questions, simple, brutal, and useful. First, what keeps showing up? Not the event, the theme, the pattern, the repeating chapter. Second, what part of me keeps reacting? That's the key. Your reaction points to the wound. It points to the avoidance. It points to the ego. It points to the place that you're not free. And third, what upgrade is life demanding from me? Not what you want life to do for you. What life is demanding you become capable of. Boundaries, courage, responsibility, honesty, independence, patience, commitment, letting go, speaking up, choosing differently. This is where people freeze because upgrades require action. Thinking about the lesson is not learning it. Talking about the lesson is not learning it. Learning happens when you do one brave thing that answers the pattern. So here's the protocol. 1 move, not 10 moves, just 1. If the lesson is independence, take 1 step that changes your dependency. Financially, emotionally, physically. Handle the thing you've been delegating to others. Set the appointment. Make the plan. Stop pretending it will solve itself. If the lesson is honesty, have the conversation you keep rehearsing in your head. Stop practicing a speech you never give. If the lesson is boundaries, enforce 1 boundary with a consequence. Not a threat, not a complaint, a consequence. If the lesson is growth, ship something. Publish the thing. Submit the application. Record the video. Send the message. Make the app. Create evidence. Because that's what the field responds to. Evidence. And this is the part that feels like magic when you experience it. The moment you truly learn the lesson, life often changes faster than you expect. The same dynamics stop appearing. The same personalities stop sticking. The same problems lose their grip. You don't have to fight as hard because you're not broadcasting the same needs, wounds, and tolerances. Your nervous system calms down because it trusts you to act. You start feeling aligned. You start feeling like you're moving with life instead of getting dragged by it. The pattern breaks, and you realize the pattern was never there to punish you. It was there to recruit you. Here's a way to think about it that's helpful. The field is not asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be honest. Honest about what you keep avoiding. Honest about what you keep choosing. Honest about why you're here on planet Earth. Honest about the parts of your life you treat like they don't count. Because life is a conversation. Your choices are your side of the dialogue. Your attention is a line in the conversation. Your habits are a line in the conversation. Your boundaries are a line in the conversation. Your standards are a line in the conversation. And the field answers, not with lightning bolts, with repeats. So the next time something repeats, don't rush into this old storyline. Don't immediately call it bad luck. Don't label yourself as broken. Don't turn it into a personality trait. Just pause, zoom out, and ask 3 questions. What keeps showing up? What part of me keeps reacting? What upgrade is life demanding? And then do that brave move. One real action that changes the signal. You're not powerless in this conversation. You're not a passive character. You're not waiting for the universe to hand you the right life. You're being shaped into the kind of person who can hold the life that you want. That's what makes the field feel intelligent. It doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about your evolution. If you're not growing, you're not living. So treat the next repeat as a gift, as a loud one, perhaps a slightly annoying one, a persistent one, the kind that keeps showing up because it matters. And answer it, not with thoughts, with proof. Because the moment you answer the field, the conversation changes. Thanks for watching today. Until next time, keep thinking and being, and do not go gentle into that good night.